Podcast. I'm Stephanie Burns, and today with me I have Shaheen Boydosh, founder of Remote Team. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you, Stephanie?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really, really excited to talk to you. Number one, because you just uh, have a cool story being from Turkey, but also what Remote Team does for anyone that has remote employees and how it's a management tool. So before we get started talking about all of that, can you give us some background on you?
Yeah, of course. First of all, did you ever visit Turkey?
I have not visited Turkey yet.
Yeah,
It's on my list.
yeah, I think it's a very beautiful place. Like nice beaches, great food, great service with a very reasonable price. So we can
On
promote
it.
Istanbul and Turkey a little bit. Like, yeah, so I have a funny story. I was actually born in Boston. So my first language was English, but unfortunately I don't have a Boston accent. And my family, my father was studying in MIT at that time, met with my mom in a driving license exam, and then later on they moved back to Turkey. But I was very lucky because I had a computer from United States when I was like 6 years old, become a coder, a computer engineer, and built my first startup when I was 16 years old. And
Wow.
yeah, it was one of the first e-commerce website, and I mostly focusing on e-commerce, and I built a mobile phone for kids after it. And I at the time that like I'm in tech, I need to be in the tech mecca. So I decided to left my last company, exited, traveled the world for a year, and decided to move back to Silicon Valley in 2011. And I remember, like, because I'm from Turkey, like a lot of stories right now, when you come here, you don't have a network, so anything you want to build, you are hiring people from your own country, right? And I remember at that time when I had remote teams, my investors are always telling me, don't get a remote team. You need a local team. Cheaper is not that important. You need to have a San Francisco based team. So you got acquired because of your team. So I remember a lot of people and a lot of investors were like, to remote. This is
Mm.
like 8 years ago, like so many people. Now I'm so happy that it's totally reversed. So I always manage remote teams, like for a very, very, very long time before Slack, before Zoom, and I know the problems really well from the operational founder CEO perspective. And then I decided to do the remote team 6 months ago.